Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are going to go ahead and get started, so if you want to settle down, I hope you all got your coffees, got your teas. So, is Alberto in the room yet? Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Alberto Cairo. He is our host, and I'm going to let him share a little bit more about his story. So we'll go ahead and get this day started. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to Miami. I wasn't expecting to speak so early, honestly, and make the introduction. So I'm going to improvise a little bit here. It's good to see you all. I see many familiar faces, also many new faces. So welcome to the visualization community if this is your first time attending Outlier, either in person or virtually. This is a very welcoming community. We are fortunate and privileged that this community receives new people so well, in my opinion. That's actually going to be one of the themes in the keynote that I will deliver on Friday, how important it is to maintain this sense of community and collegiality and friendship, because that's the word that I will use. Anyway, so welcome to Miami. That's the center of our campus. I just checked. I was checking the weather prediction over there. We are in hurricane season. Hurricane season is usually very rainy, but fortunately the probability for rain these days is going to be around 10% or 20% at the most. That means that we are going to enjoy sunny weather. It's very unfortunate that you're going to be here for most of the day. But anyway, in the afternoon, if you have the time, just walk around. This is the center of campus, which is in that direction, if I'm not wrong. So if you have the opportunity, try to visit it because it's a beautiful campus. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to be around these 3 days. If you need anything from me, you just come to me and talk to me. I'm going to close it just by thanking several people who have been central, fundamental to the organization of the conference. They may be around these days. If you see them, I would ask you to thank them in person. Eve Cruz, Jackie Green, Helen Ginell, and Nick Sinoremas. The four of them work for the University of Miami's Frost Institute for Data Science and Computing, and they are essential to making every conference that I either host, such as this one, or organize. I organize several conferences throughout the year, happen and go well. That's all that I have for you. Welcome to Miami. It's good to see you all.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Outlier 2025. I'm excited too. My name's Christopher Laubenthal. I'm the Executive Director of the Data Visualization Society. And it is my absolute honor to welcome you to a day and a conference, our fifth, by the way, that you will remember for long after the slides fade. Speaking of slides, should I do that? To start, let's extend a big thank you to our hosts here at the University of Miami, our sponsors, the University of Miami, Visa, Netflix, the Open Visualization Academy, and Graphistry. And of course, the extraordinary staff and volunteers of 23 plus people who made this event happen. Quick hand for them. Now, some of you traveled across state lines. Some of you traveled perhaps across country lines. A few of you traveled across the street. I know who you are, and it still counts. Whether it's miles or minutes, we're happy that you made it. As was said earlier, this is a welcoming community, and that welcome is extended to you right now. But before we dive in, let me take a moment to introduce who we are as an organization and why that matters. The Data Visualization Society isn't just a really killer conference organizing group or an excellent Slack group. We're the professional home for this field, bringing together creators, thinkers, designers, builders, and storytellers. DVS stands on three simple but powerful pillars, represented here on sundry screens. We nurture, we build cross-functional, tool-agnostic communities where ideas, learning, and best practices flow, whether through mentorship programs, interest groups, or a thriving Slack ecosystem. Shout out to online, shout out to streaming. We celebrate, we shine a spotlight on outstanding work through Nightingale Outlier, which is this. This is Outlier right now, guys. And the Information is Beautiful Awards coming up, I believe, tomorrow. Amplifying brilliance in data visualization across the world. We advance. We raise awareness of the value of visualization, set professional standards, and build an inclusive field. That looks like our annual State of the Industry survey. Yes, the SOTI that everyone loves. Shout out for SOTI, nice. Ethics conversations, of course, writer-speaker coaching, job boards, and much, much more. Since forming in 2019, we've grown to over 30,000 members in 160 plus countries, all, of course, driven by volunteers, by sponsors, by community energy, and a shared passion. We're here because we believe data visualization isn't just a skill, it's a public language that bridges insight and understanding. But let's talk about why you came here. You came here to connect, to learn, to wrestle with unknowns, and to be honest, to hunt down at least one new trick that you can pretend that you always knew on Monday. Maybe that's just me. You came, but mostly you came here because you believe, or some part of you believes, that this field can and must continue to evolve. And that's our theme this year, reimagining. Not just improving, not just tweaking, not even optimizing, reimagining. What if, we let go of the way that it always had been done? What if we started with what if? And today you're going to see what that looks like, right from opening session. Laura Klein and Tanvi Sharma are going to be taking us all the way back to the 1700s to show how DataViz has continued to carry power and what that means to wield it ethically right now. Then Gurman Bhatia is going to remind us that working alone in our data bunkers might not be the day-to-day move. She'll show us how collaboration doesn't dilute your vision, it sharpens it. Then later, Marco Hernandez from the New York Times will show us how data stories get built from drones and sketches and code, and sometimes, and I think you'll all respect this one, from sheer force of will. And the co-design panel following him, you'll walk away with a deeper sense of what it really means to build with people, not just for them. And that's just the morning. That's just the morning. There are going to be hard conversations about power, about trust, about what gets left out when data is missing or distorted. You'll see practitioners pushing boundaries in accessibility, automation, and cross-functional design. And if you're looking for inspiration, I hope you stay all the way to the end to Alberto's talk, because he's not pulling punches. And honestly, he shouldn't. None of us should. We're at a pretty pivotal moment in this field, I think. AI is changing the shape of our work in interesting, not always good, not always bad ways. Public trust has never shifted more than it has before, I feel. And many of us, especially those of us in the fields of journalism, nonprofits, and education, are doing this work with fewer resources and intensified headwinds. But that's why this conference matters. Because even in the midst of change, unknowns, especially in the midst of change and unknowns, we need each other to sharpen our practice, to widen our lens, to remind ourselves why we visualize data in the first place. We do it because we're communicating with people, because that's important to us. We don't design to make a chart and shove it in the ground. Designs need to breathe just as much as people. So today, breathe, connect, be curious, be open, be generous. This community is full of sharp minds and kind hearts. And I have a hunch You're sitting next to someone who will shape your next idea. If you're lucky, maybe your next chapter. So let's reimagine together. Welcome to Outlier.
It's a hard act to follow. So, I am Jennifer Roscoe. I am the DVS Events Director. I'm here to provide you with some of the more boring administrative information, so I apologize. But hopefully it'll be pretty helpful as you commence this week and find some very interesting things that you can engage with. So we are absolutely thrilled to have you all here, whether you are joining here in person or virtually, for what promises to be an incredible few days together. I just wanted to note, when we first opened submissions for this conference, we were overwhelmed by the response. I want to say we had close to 200 submissions, an impressive array of proposals from brilliant minds across not only industries, disciplines, and experiences, and I'll say narrowing down those into the agenda that you have for this week was no small task. In fact, I would probably say one of the hardest, more challenging parts of the planning process. But it's a reflection of the tremendous passion, creativity, and thought leadership that exists in our data visualization community. This year's conference theme, Reimagining, is at the heart of every session and workshop and discussion that you'll participate in this week. We're challenging ourselves and all of you to explore new perspectives, question the familiar, push boundaries of how we communicate insights, stories, and meaning through data. Whether you're here to sharpen your technical skills, learn from case studies, or engage in conversations about ethical and human-centered dimensions of our work, you are part of shaping the future of this field. But while the sessions will ignite your thinking, this conference is also about connection, creativity, and community. And we've built in plenty of ways for you to engage with fellow attendees throughout the event. To help make the absolute most of your time here, we've packed a lot into not only the conference space here, but also our virtual conference app. So I just wanted to highlight a few of those key features. Let me advance the slide. Hopefully you all have been able to check into the portal that we have for you. Your portal profile is a great way to build that out and connect with everyone that you see here, as well as the hundreds of people that are online virtually. We also want you to make sure that you check out over here on the left side of the panel. This is going to be the main place to engage with all of the incredible content that we have on our expo. We've got galleries for you to explore, including the Information is Beautiful Awards gallery. We've also got a gallery for the Places and Spaces Mapping Science, and there's a couple of interactive activities that you can do, including our virtual data canvas that you might have seen out in the Rocks living room out there. And also we've got a couple of different lounges that you can interact and engage with our virtual participants as well. Some other things to note is, my little clicker. The agenda is going to be here virtually. We'll try to get some more printed agendas, but here is where you can save sessions. If you're virtual and maybe you're in a different time zone, all of the recorded sessions will be available also if you can't make some of the sessions throughout this week. We also have, for those who are in person, we're going to be doing a networking offsite. So if you want to head over to Coyo Taco with us later, we can, get some margaritas and some tacos and keep the fun going. I want to highlight too, there is a little notification. If you see the little red icon up there, that's where if you enable your notifications, you don't have to. That's where you'll see updates that we make throughout the session, and also things to just highlight if we have anything upcoming to keep note of, including our unconference session, which will be this afternoon. That's also in the expo. You can sign up there if you're virtual or if you're in person, and we'll also have some just physical signups, because I know not a lot of people probably want to engage in the app as well. So just wanted to highlight those things. Other things to note, if you are virtual, everything will live in this main stage. You'll see the timing for the next sessions, and this is also where you'll have the option to include your Q&A throughout the session. If you look on the right there, we will have throughout every single session the option to add questions. You can upvote questions, and that's kind of how we'll prioritize those virtual Q&As. You can do it in person. It's there for the virtual folks. We'll also have a microphone for people to come up and do in-person Q&A as well for each session. If we don't get to your questions, the speakers will get all of your questions there sent to them as part of the virtual app. So your questions won't be missed. I think I covered everything, but definitely make the most of your time by just engaging in all the things that we have here. The app will stay live for, I believe, 2 weeks after the conference. One thing that we have very special happening today is a virtual launch party for Nadia Bremer. So definitely come back in here. We'll probably start a little bit after lunch so that we can get everything set up, and we'll also have a Q&A with the author for that as well. And we have some of her books featured out there, so you can kind of browse through and see what to expect for that. But yeah, definitely sign up for those unconferences if you're interested in driving the session for this afternoon. And we'll see you at the IIB Awards ceremony tomorrow to celebrate excellence in our innovative community. One other thing, last to note, each session will have a survey attached to it that'll come through in your notifications. So we really, really value your feedback. That helps improve not only our programming every year, but it also helps the speaker get that valuable feedback as well. So they love to hear what you have to say, how you appreciated what their content is, so please provide that. It's a short, quick, maybe 1 minute survey for you. If you need any help, we'll all be wearing teal lanyards. If you have any questions, you need anything, all of our speakers have purple lanyards, so definitely say hi to them. And then, enjoy your week. With that, welcome again. Let's challenge ourselves, make new connections, and most importantly, let's reimagine together. Have a fantastic conference.